Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Confused to Focus TV. This is so exciting for you to be here today. I am Coach Lekeisha, and I'm so excited that you are here for this amazing episode that we're getting ready to have. I'm so excited for us to dive in, family. So make sure you can definitely subscribe to this amazing channel and let a friend know that's going on here. Being an amazing coach that I am, I'm so excited to be before you for us to continue to move forward ahead. So you already know how we always start off the show. Let's go get into it. Let's go ahead and smile. Definitely, I'm so excited to smile before you all today. And as you smile before me, our smiling is so apparently amazing and vital for this amazing television show. Definitely is more than just a smile, but honestly, it's an expression of empowerment and definitely for us to have hope, resilience, and belief in moving ahead in our journey in business, life, relationships, whatever it is that we want, for us to bring it in and definitely let in and let our guards down, definitely for us to move forward ahead and definitely into this amazing journey that we have. Definitely, I'm so excited for each and every one of us, family. And this particular episode is amazing title. I love it. It's called Dreams to Reality, Learning and Growing and Starting Small. I'm going to tell you that again. Dreams to reality, learning and growing and starting small. This is going to be a great episode, family, because we're going to go ahead and have some deep nuggets and intentionality when understanding and definitely being able to moving forward in whatever you're doing. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling very overwhelmed, and if you're feeling unsure about your journey, it's important for us to have some clarity in. We're going to have that in this episode as we break down our different patterns and for us to move forward and letting go of things that we don't want to hold on to for us to move forward in our journey ahead, getting ready for 2025, family. I'm so excited for us to be meaningful for our journey and for us to move ahead and definitely understand what we truly, truly desire. So you already know how we start the show off. We start off with our amazing smile, but then we go ahead into our affirmations and being intentional on that because it's important for us to set our stage, definitely build the show together for us to understand what we want to say because our words do matter. I'm going to say it again. Our words do matter. So when it comes to affirmations, we have a few today, family, we're going to lean into. It's important for us to understand that our smiling is really a reflection on our beliefs and what we're saying is important for us to understand and have wisdom with it. So I am learning. I am growing. I am strong. I am purposeful and I have vision. Yeah, I have vision, family. It's important for us to really be intentional on understanding that how that's going to be an impact for each and every one of our lives moving ahead. Definitely is helping us to really set the stage and definitely for us to grow and understanding that we are welcoming in the new family. First is something that we don't want, like, saying that I can't. No, you're going to say that I can. And it's important for us to really be intentional on that moving ahead. So let's go ahead and dive into it, family. It's important for us to understand a few areas in our journey and understanding how we can really create something big for ourselves. And that's where lean in understanding what learning, what growing, and what starting small really means. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this today in our episode, but we're going to go in a couple of things that I want to start off with first. So we're going to go ahead into our smiling hot topic. Our smiling hot topic, I love it. And it's talking about some of the fun facts about smiling. So did you know that, of course, as newborns actually start off really smiling first? And of course, we know the dogs smile by wagging their tails. Did you know that? This is interesting, right? And I didn't really realize that so much so, but I knew that newborns actually begin to voluntarily smile. And they start smiling actually when they're asleep. They're volunteering the smile, family. And honestly, as you continue to lean in and watch a newborn, just look at their patterns. Look at what they're doing. I promise you're going to be gift wrapped with an amazing smile. So I really love this episode. We have some fun facts. And of course, our fun facts are coming from our amazing article when it comes to Patel Talk. And honestly, it's envisioning ideas and advice to help you connect, express, and thrive in your journey. I really like that as well. I love it. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get into it when it comes to a few areas when it comes to dreaming, and making dreams into our reality. Honestly, like we were just saying, as far as before, we were talking about the beginning parts of learning, growing, and starting small, right? So learning, growing, and starting small really is really a process that we all can lean into and understand. And we're going to go into the television show talking about that as well. But before we go into that, we're going to go into an amazing hot article based off of some of the things that we're talking about on today's show. So it's going to be in entrepreneur.com because we are entrepreneurs at heart. I feel that we are. I feel that we have a journey in that. And I really like this particular article. Definitely, it is pretty interesting. So the title is, If You Want Your Dreams to Become Reality, Harness These 3 Entrepreneur Responsibilities. This is interesting. So when it comes to this, I like this. It says, number 1, the dreaming. Start dreaming. Really pencil in the dreaming and really just understand when you used to do it. If you were younger, maybe you used to dream a lot and used to think that you were going to be the president of the United States, or you just felt you were going to live across the country, or you just felt you were going to be a great baker. Whatever it is, remember you would start to dream everything that you're moving forward in. That's something about that. Honestly, really being intentional about it today. It's important for us to continue that going on and moving forward. This article talks about Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a dreamer. Bill Gates began to start his career off dreaming and began to understanding the harvesting of understanding the dreams, understanding how natural it is, and understand how as we began to dream, as we began to understand what was happening there, and when you wake up, begin to write down everything that you dreamed. That's interesting. Bill Gates, wow, you're a rock star on that one. I like that. So number 2, the dramatizing. Began to dramatizing. That's interesting. So in your communication, begin to dramatize and begin to understand that storytelling is something that's a great communication effort as well. Understanding the points of understanding what you landscape or what you want to go into, and begin to dramatize it. Begin to see yourself there. Begin to make yourself the main character. This is interesting. And all your hopes and dreams that you want to be in. Begin to visualize that. That's pretty interesting. Dramatizing and begin visualizing what you want to do. You're not thinking about your problems, but you're thinking about harvesting. It's like you're your own Superman, and begin to see yourself there already. I like that particular process. And lastly, saying the doing. That's interesting. The doing process as well. And it says the doing is keep moving. Start to move. So in other words, in your mind's eye, put yourself a year on down the road and then point it there and then understand your arrival point. And then also begin to give yourself 3 to 4 milestones, achieve your goals, and don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the language, but just understand that being intentional when it comes to your feelings. So feel yourself there and begin to understand how you can be in begin to break this down. That's what it's saying. And I'm like, wow, the doing part is pretty interesting. So this particular article is pretty honestly great, family. And as you begin to dissect those different pieces, honestly, I believe that's going to be great. So this particular article definitely is from, entrepreneur.com, and definitely we'll have links about this particular article on Lekeisha.com for you to review as well too, family. I like that. So let's get into the next segment of the show, family. I really like this episode, and honestly, understanding what it comes to, understanding how we move forward into the going from dreams to reality, learning, growing, and starting off small. So as we begin to understand this, so we have a couple of areas where we can really harvest this to understand what's going on. So I like to go into some of the pain points of this process. A lot of times, we feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel just lackful, and definitely we feel stuck, and we feel like less like we want to dream. You're like, I don't have time to dream. I got a lot of work to do. Or you begin to say, hey, I'm not good enough. So why would I want to do anything like that? President of the United States, what? I don't want to do that because I don't believe I can. It's really the things that you're saying to your mind really honestly, you begin to say you can't do anything based off of whatever happened in your past or whatever is happening in your current state right now, and the things areas that you think that it's supposed to go into. Definitely from the lack mentality of saying somebody saying that you can't, and you begin to believe it. It really is all about our beliefs. And as you begin to understand that those pain points, those pain areas, that's really where you become really overwhelmed. You become anxiety, depressed, all those areas come into play. So just think about that. Maybe that's why you may not be dreaming. Maybe that's why you may not be thinking that you can build. Maybe that's why you think you can't do it. Let's just keep it real. I believe honestly, as you change it and change the scope and really begin to understand those areas, write those things down, the things that you think that you can't do, and things areas of that you experiencing, and begin to do the opposite. Honestly, that's your challenge today. I really believe that as you begin to really choreograph that in your today, right now, in your present state, you can begin to change your reality into the opposite of those areas, and you can begin to build into the success that you want. And that's when you begin to believe in yourself even more as we can move forward ahead. This is great, family. I really believe this. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. A lot of times we need to have 3 major steps that we're going to have in this episode, understanding what we can do moving forward, family. It's important for us to understand, to begin to learn from others. You can begin to learn from others and whatever's going on with them. Definitely begin to understand and lean in and journal it. Begin to, write those things down, write the lows and write the things that they really begin to grow into and they begin to move from. Understand that first as you begin to move forward. So therefore, you can have the wisdom that happened into that situation and you can begin to landscape and do the opposite. And that's how you begin to harvest. So become the student understanding how the process of what you want to do. Begin to build this first, become the mentor first before you begin to start doing the really big business. Because when you become the mentee first and not the mentor, the mentee first, and as you begin to build and understand how to grow into that, that's how you begin to harvest yourself moving forward ahead and understanding what you want to do. And honestly, as you begin to do that and starting in small areas and learning from others, you're able to build a successful response and you build your wisdom where you begin to landscape in. As you begin to move forward into that, I promise you that's going to be great for you as moving forward ahead. Wow. I love number 1. So number 2, begin to grow with intention. Begin to grow with intention and understanding how you want what you want to do. And honestly, growing attention, being in strategy, having strategy mode, begin to write down what you actually want. Begin to write down if you want to become that cook. Okay, you can become that cook. Begin to landscape that. If you want to become that singer, you can become that singer. Begin to landscape that. If you want to become that, that artist, you can become that. Begin to start that, writing it down, journal. Begin to understand what you want to do when it comes to that. And that's how you proceed there. Begin to write those areas down. Therefore, you're not just being confused and begin not knowing what you want to do. That's going to be a great process for yourself as you begin to understand intention for yourself. And lastly, start small and be consistent. Like we're just saying, start off small. Understanding as you start off small, like I said, you can begin instead of having a full-fledged business and starting off without knowing really how to keep this business running. You don't want to build that way. But you know what? You can begin to start your own little, bakery in your home, or begin to start off in a pop-up shop in, a location. Maybe it could be a church. It could be in a location, maybe into an event, convention. Start off there. And as you build the momentum, then begin to see what others may want to do and then what they like first. And as you begin to see, the different areas there and begin to tweak whatever your response is, and then you can build from there. And then you have loyal customers there and have a loyal clientele there as you begin to surface what you want to do, whether it's makeup, whether it's a business, as far as a food business, whatever it is, singing. One thing about singers, they begin to practice daily, practice their craft. And as they begin to practice, they become stronger. They become stronger and definitely being more confident. Build in that way and be intentional And then consistent, as in never giving up. Continue to mold your craft, but continue to mold the clay, and continue to understand just how amazing that is moving ahead. And honestly, that's how you become really rock star. That's how you become intentional. Honestly, I began the same process too. I began the same process in my craft as when I started become in television. I didn't start off just in television, but I started off with my books. I started off really beginning harvesting there, beginning writing from there. I didn't know it was going to evolve in the television show, but I started off and began to trust the process. I began to trust myself and understanding what was going to happen next. And as I began to trust it and begin to enjoy it, the sky became the limit. Other mentors began to come, connections began to come, and I began to have a little bit more clarity on really how to build my whole business. I didn't know it was going to be this big, but I am so happy I went the journey because I began to learn from others. My mentors began to give me their journey and their sources, and they began to say, hey, you know what, it's probably better if you want to go here, if you want to do this, because this is actually going to be a great pathway for you. And then I'm going to show you other people that are able to help you out with that too. That's what's going to happen. Begin to become intentional and begin to become present what you're doing, and definitely begin to resonate with that. Honestly, I believe that process is going to work for you, and it really will. And as you begin to understand who you are in that process, you'll begin to build a great clientele, a great audience, a great followers of your craft. And there, you know what? There's going to be lifelong friends because they went with you through the journey. They went with you through the journey. And honestly, as you begin to understand just how a benefit of that is really going to be great for yourself and your success. Always know that that's going to be great for yourself moving forward ahead. And as you begin to build momentum that way, you'll begin to understand what it is to be profitable for yourself, and begin to understand whatever you want to do in life, you're going to be able to build with consistency. You're going to build with great intention. And guess what? You can have other people along with you. You're not going to do it by yourself. You can have a great team of people able to connect with you on how to build and move into that. I really like this process as I began to build. And honestly, when I had other people connecting with me, they began to help me and lap in and learn. I mean, I'm telling you, I always had my pad and paper, always ready to learn, always able to learn and understand what to do moving forward ahead. It really works, family. So I got a couple of questions for you that our amazing staff has gave for us, and definitely let us know that a lot of people definitely want to know some intention when it comes to this as well, moving forward ahead. So the first question that I was given: how can learning from others move to your time and energy? I'm going to say that again. How can learning from others save you from time and energy? Wow, this is amazing. You know what? One thing that I have learned and learning from others definitely began to help me, like I was saying before, honestly, being intentional on these platforms and understanding how connecting with others in their experiences, it become a little bit more relatable. I began to understand that, you know what, I probably don't want to do that. So I began to say, you know what, I probably want to do it this way. And honestly, leaning in and they're being humbled and definitely understanding the different processes. As you begin to do that, honestly, it really does save time and energy. You're not spending unnecessary finances on things that don't work. And honestly, you'll begin to understand the proper way to really build and understand what you want to do. You might build a business in a location that you think personally that you think is great, but honestly, it's no clientele there that actually wants your products and services. Why would you do that? That's a lot of time and energy that's wasted as you begin to understand. And as you begin to really write down, like I said, take your journal, always learning and always growing when it comes to this. And that's how you begin to build momentum for yourself and consistency. And you begin to build trust in yourself and what you want to do. And to become a firm foundation as you begin to learn and understand from your mentors, and as you understand from the teachers that you have learned from your books that you believe in. Honestly, there's really a great craft for yourself. One thing that I would say is a couple of books that people that I have really begun to think about that I've learned from that I have never met before, but I learned from their books. So taking account some of the books that, that are out there, like one thing about Think and Grow Rich book. Definitely, that's a great book. And How to Get Unstuck. That's a book that I've had as well too. And also so many amazing books that, refuse to live talented and broke. That's an amazing book as well. You definitely want to lean into that particular book. And you may have some books out there that you may love to go into. Learn from those books. Some of their amazing knowledge and tools and definitely success principles are in those books. And you know what? They're authentic. They're going to trust and tell you exactly how their success happens, the good, bad, and ugly. They learn from certain areas. They're going to be able to express themselves in those books, and you want to lean into that so have confidence, and so you can have momentum and understand what you want to do moving forward. So that was a great question. Thank you, family. Thank you so much for giving us that. So number 2, what's one intentional step you can take to for the week to move closer to your dreams? This is really great. I really like this. One thing about making small intentional steps is really what's able to do. Start with a sample product that you have. You have sample products, like maybe you have a cake. Like I have my dad's amazing pound cake, which is really yummy. Have a slice of that cake, have some samples, give it out to people that you know. You have your colleagues or maybe your staff or maybe your business owners. Give them a slice, and it's complimentary. Hey, I want you to try something. Tell me what you think. People are going to give you honest reviews. And when people give you honest reviews, honestly, that's going to be a great for yourself moving forward ahead as you begin to build and as you begin to understand truly what you need to do moving forward. I would say have some mini events. Many events you can actually build into that. And honestly, if you don't have a location to go into, start from your car. People actually started from their car building their amazing legacy businesses, family, and they believed in with it. So they began to start from their car and they began to share it at games. You can share it at games. You can share it at stadiums at different locations and events that you go into, and then give it away. They will begin to give you strategic advice on what it is you have. And you know what, when you get it, write that down, begin to move forward into that. And that's how you're able to scale and then get able to benefit from the information from people. And that's how you're able to build your business correctly. And as you begin to do that, honestly, that's how you're able to have something that works as you begin to build from it, having lifetime customers, and they're going to be able to give you amazing guidance and information moving ahead on how to serve them. The whole point is to be able to serve them. That's what you want to do. And that's how the income is going to be created. And that's how it's going to be able to move forward for yourself. Honestly, I believe that is really great. So thank you so much for this question. And the last question: how can starting small help you grow in the long term? Yeah, you can grow in the long term when it comes to this, as far as you allowing to refine your ideas. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't put too much on your plate. And honestly, as you begin to build in that way, you're going to begin to get bigger, honestly, and trust in the process. Trust the process and understanding that it's going to be great. Starting one step at a time and believe in yourself. And as you begin have lifelong customers in that way, they're going to be with you. And guess what? They're going to show you their friends. Their people are going to connect with you as well. Like, oh my goodness, I love the food here. I love, the creativity here. I love the art here. I love when you sing. Whatever it is you have, as you begin to build that small, and it's going to get bigger. And guess what? You're going to trust yourself even more and more, have more confidence moving ahead. And I promise you, it's going to be a great process for you as you move into that. You're going to be less overwhelmed. You're going to be more prosperous and more confident. And you're going to have so much momentum, definitely, where people are going to connect with you and going to be looking for you moving forward ahead. I promise you they are. That's how you're able to build family. So this is really great. So I promise you, you really enjoyed this particular process today, family, and definitely having all these steps of success on how to build from your dreams as you learn, as you grow, and as you start off small. I promise you, I challenge you this week. I challenge you this week to begin to write out your vision. You say you want to be an author. Okay, let's write it down. I want to be an author. Begin to start looking for locations where, people are authors, get in the room, begin to get in the room. And guess what? Start there. And then if you're already started there, begin to take your landscape and begin to push the record button. push the record button. Begin to record yourself if you haven't done that already, and begin to trust yourself. And guess what? Show somebody else your art. Oh, I just recorded my first song, family, and I really want you to let me know how you feel about it. That's what you do. Go ahead. So I'm challenging yourself right now. Challenge you to go ahead and start this week off with intention and starting off the small steps, believing in yourself, and go ahead and show others your amazing product. Test it out, family. Begin to show it and do an MP3 version of whatever you have and begin to share it with someone. And guess what? Go ahead and put it on Spotify, put it on Apple, wherever location you want to go. Go ahead and be intentional about it. And I promise you, it's going to be great for yourself moving forward ahead. I love this episode, family. This episode was really great for us as we connected with each other, as we began to understand just really what it means for us to definitely be intentional and take those steps to understand really how to build and how we can move forward with intentionality, and understand that as we continue to learn, as we continue to grow, and as we continue to start small, we're going to build the momentum and have meaningful purpose for ourselves. Trust in yourself. I trust you. I believe you can. Coach Lekeisha believes you can. And I believe we can continue to move forward ahead as we continue this journey of life together. So, family, I love this episode. Thank you so much for connecting with us. And I know for a fact that you subscribe to this amazing channel. And I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. So do me a favor. I want you to connect with me on my website. That's I Am Lekeisha, family. And definitely as we continue to move forward ahead on I Am Lekeisha, we have so many different opportunities, so many different events, and so many different areas where we are moving forward ahead. I promise you want to connect with us on our amazing events that's coming up. The Breaking Free a Toxic Pattern Summit 2025 is coming up. So you definitely want to lean into it when we begin to start submitting for ourselves and having tickets on that particular area as well. And definitely want to connect with us on the Smile Awards, family. The Smile Awards is a great accomplishment for us to definitely show others how great they are from our achievements of success. If you graduated, if you definitely began to start your business, if you began to really showing us how you began to help with your nonprofit, we want to hear about it on the Smile Awards. So you definitely want to lean into that as well. And definitely want to connect with us on the Rise Above Breaking Free from Toxic Patterns membership program. That is on our website as well. You definitely want to sign up for it because that's monthly, family, you want to connect with, and you're able to sign up for a 6-month subscription or the yearly program. So you definitely need to connect with us. Definitely, if you have some areas where you need broken free from toxic patterns, but let's talk about it. I'm Coach Lekeisha, and we're going to be able to lean into that as well. And definitely you want to make sure you connect with me on our amazing resources, my amazing books, How to Get Unstuck, Confused to Focus, and our amazing book, Free Yourself, and my collaboratory books as well, too. And also, you always know my merch when it comes to Soul Rockstar t-shirts. You definitely want to lean into that as well. I have one, the blue right now. So you definitely want to get your t-shirt today. And definitely, guess what? You want to get one from a friend too. Sharing is caring for sure. So you definitely want to get t-shirts for them as well. And looking forward to connecting with you all. Definitely subscribe to our newsletter, family, as well. And definitely connect with us on LinkedIn and on Facebook and all other areas on social media, family. And always stay tuned for the episodes on Confused to Focus TV, family. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the time today, because today's episode was really great. Leaning into the things that are great for us. Let's finish now 2024 strong, family, entering in 2024. We're looking forward to it. 2025. We're looking forward to it, family. It's going to be a great year. Definitely, let's go ahead and end this year strong. We got a couple of more weeks left, and we're going to have a great, great time moving ahead. So you already know how we end the show. In all we do, lead with confidence, understanding, and love always. Definitely be intentional on today, family. I look forward to seeing you all next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be blessed, everyone. Have a good day.